Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and turn those post notifications on. And today, after doing that Taylor Hall video yesterday, if you haven't checked that out, go check that out after this. There was a comment. Trade Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And you guys know, most of you know, that watched All in ATV, him and I have known each other since high school. We're friends. And just in his stream and on his videos, I still see comments, trade RNH. So this has been on my mind for a while, and you can't. That's all it comes down to. Like, oh, trade Nugent-Hopkins, sign Taylor Hall, sign this guy. Well, first of all, let's compare Nugent-Hopkins and Taylor Hall. Yes, Taylor Hall's a more offensive threat. Don't get me wrong about that. But there's three things to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins that everyone just seems to not think about when it comes to the offense side. So, first one is he's a penalty killer. Can you get that with a guy like Taylor Hall? I don't think so. So if you decide to trade Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or just let him go after next season to sign this guy, this offensive guy, whoever it might be, you're losing a penalty killer. Second all, you're losing a center if Draisaitl goes and plays on McDavid's wing. Who else is going to fit center? Yes, you could trade him for another center, but really, you might as well just keep Hopkins at that point. Third of all, he's a stellar defensive forward. When we drafted him, everyone was comparing his defensive abilities to Patrice Bergeron. Now, he's not as good as Bergeron defensively, but he does the little things that go unnoticed to mess up a play with people that have the puck and people that don't. So, this is my argument. Why would we want to trade RNH for just the offensive threat? As you could see, we'll go through his stats for since he was drafted and this year. So all these stats on the screen are up to date. So in 2011-2012, 52 points in 62 games. Can't complain about that on your rookie year. Okay, so then you go to the lockout season, 24 and 40, whatever. Lockout season affected a lot of guys that year. 56 points in 80 games. That's still good, because this team does not have 50-point goal scorers over McDavid and Draisaitl. So here you go. Here's your third one. 56 and 76, tied for the most points in his career. Injury season, I believe this was his shoulder or his ankle. 34 and 55, I will take that. That's more than a half a point per game. 43 and 82, yes, he had an off season in 2016-2017, but a lot of people did that year. Then he comes back, misses 20 games due to injury, scores 24 assists for 48 points plus 10. Guess what? Playoffs, here we are. Then he comes back the following season. Team didn't do so well, but he had 69 points in 82 games. Sets a career high in assists, sets a career high in goals, and points. Okay, then you go to this year. He started off really slow. I'll admit, he started off slow. But once that Nugent-Hopkins, Draisaitl, and Yamo line got going, he lit it up. And now he has 65 points this year, or 65 games played, 22 goals, 39 assists for 61 points. He's a +1. So you're telling me you want to trade away a guy that could score over half a point per game, more like 0.7 points per game, that's clicking on our second line that has made this team, instead of a one-line power horse like a lot of teams, into a two-line threat where teams have to adjust to which lines on the ice. Now, that's not per se What about the power play? Yes, okay, if you bring in a guy like Taylor Hall to replace Nuge on the power play, all fine and dandy. But let's think about this. You got Draisaitl that either plays high slot or boards. McDavid always plays boards, and Nuge is alternating with Draisaitl on the high boards. Hall's not going to do that. Players like Hall aren't going to do that. They want to be on the outside sniping it, and that's just going to cause chaos for the Oilers' power play, which ranks first this year. And it has largely to do with the first power play unit that has Nuge on it. Sorry, I'm frustrated because, trade Nuge. He's been here through the hard times and the easy times, and he's never given up on this Oilers team. Yes, he's had injury years, don't get me wrong. Injuries happen. Clefbaum's been injured nonstop too. So let me know what you think, because this is getting out of hand. Trade Nuge, this, do this. Like, no. People don't see that Nugent-Hopkins is more valuable everywhere than just offensively. Like, honestly, I will take 48 points in 62 games. I will take 69 points in 82 games. Or even 61 and 65. Not every guy is a point per game player. And everyone thinks, go sign the high-end free agent. Well, let me tell you, what happened in 2015 when the top free agent, in quotations, came to Edmonton? Well, we got a guy named James Neal after we sent that guy out. That's the problem with going after the top guys. You don't know how they will react. Lucic was this guy that Edmonton was like, yes, he could protect McDavid. The first year was good. Don't get me wrong. First year was good, and then it just went downhill from there. Everyone needs to stop saying we need to find a winger for McDavid. No, it's not that. McDavid needs a steady line mate, and it worked with Patty Maroon until we got rid of him, and now it's working with Zach Kassian. What do Kassian and Maroon have in common? They're bigger guys. They forecheck good. They can get the puck off of a defenseman and get it to McDavid or whoever else is on that line and get open for the pass. We haven't seen Kassian play hockey like this since he came here. He's done good, but he's finally excelling with the best player in the world right now, and it's working. So we got to get off this mindset of sign a top end player to play with McDavid. Yes, there is still a hole on McDavid's line, but Kassian suits McDavid. They just need a guy that could put the puck in the net on the other side, because Kassian's doing the hard work. McDavid gets the puck. Kassian's going straight to the net after that, and it's usually in. We just need to get a guy that knows how to play in the tough areas in front of the net, get on the forecheck, win the puck, get it to McDavid or Kassian. We don't need to sign a guy like Taylor Hall or high-end player like that to $10+ million and not have it work. It didn't work the first time around in Edmonton. Why would it work now? He was jealous of McDavid when McDavid came in, right? Hopkins is an Oiler. I wouldn't be surprised if he's an Oiler for life. He loves it here. We just got to give him the credit that he deserves. And yes, his plus minus is a minus 44. But how many years have the Oilers been in the dump and not playing well and only a minus 44? You got to give him credit for that. Like last year, minus 13. 10, minus 10, minus 9, minus 12, minus 12. That's pretty good for a team that was one of the top or one of the bottom 5, 6 teams in the Western Conference, or in the league for a matter of fact. So there's more to take in than, oh, go get this high-end player. Not saying it could be Taylor Hall or whatever, but we're using Taylor Hall as an example because he is a high-end offensive player. But the difference between a high-end offensive player and a guy like Nuge is a all-around, like Nuge's company is all around, not just offense. You know what? He's not here to score 110 points like Draisaitl and McDavid are. He's there to solidify a spot, get more than 50 points a season, and that's his role. And his other roles are to play defensively and penalty kill. I don't know how much I gotta stress this, but we are not trading Nugent-Hopkins. Don't be surprised if by halfway through next season, before the trade deadline, he signs an extension with the Oilers. That's gonna be how it goes. If you want a high-end player like Taylor Hall, there's other pieces to move besides your third best offensive player at this point. That is all my rambling. Let me know in the comments what you think is gonna happen. I believe Nuge is an Oiler for life. And let me know if you think we need to stop this Taylor Hall coming to Edmonton. It's getting kind of annoying at this point. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.